Sometimes one of the hardest parts of healing is realizing how much better you feel when you put distance in between you and your parent. It is common for children of emotionally immature parents to feel much less anxiety, depression, and chronic stress when they place a little space in between themselves and the parent. Instead of feeling nothing but relief, many are overwhelmed with guilt. They begin to wonder what kind of person feels better when they distance themselves from their family, when in reality they're often experiencing something they may have never had: emotional safety. Guilt doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It often means that you've spent years thinking that it's your responsibility to hold the relationship together no matter what. Maybe you were expected to manage your parents' emotions, always be available, prevent conflict, or solve problems. When you've put someone else's needs above your own for a lifetime, choosing your own peace can feel selfish, even though it's exactly what you need. I think we've gotten it backwards in our culture. People tend to think that mom and dad entitle somebody to lifelong access, loyalty, and unlimited trust. But healthy relationships aren't built on titles. They're built on trust, consistency, integrity, and accountability. These things matter in all relationships, including the one we have with our parents. Every relationship goes through conflict. People make mistakes. The question isn't necessarily what the mistake is, but it's how someone tries to repair it afterwards. Healthy people apologize sincerely, take responsibility, acknowledge hurt, and work to rebuild trust. Emotionally immature people typically expect the relationship to continue as if nothing happened. Without repair or accountability, relationships slowly become unpredictable, unstable, and emotionally exhausting. Something else I think that we rarely talk about is that parents owe their children more than the average person, not less. The parent chose to bring that child into the world. That choice comes with enormous responsibility. A parent's job is to provide guidance, protection, safety, and to help their child grow into an independent adult. Too often, emotionally immature parents reverse these roles and begin to act as if the child exists to serve the parent's needs. Love and access are two different things. You can love someone and still recognize that spending large amounts of time with them is damaging to your mental health. Caring about someone does not require you tolerating behavior that constantly leaves you anxious and walking on eggshells. A question I think more adult children should ask themselves is if this were someone else treating me this way, would I tolerate it? And oftentimes we already know the answer. Family should not be held to a lower standard than strangers. If anything, it should be the opposite. The people who chose to bring you into this world should be held to the highest standard of consistency, honesty, and accountability. If you've noticed that your mental health improves with some distance, don't let guilt convince you that you have failed as a son or daughter. Sometimes the guilt is breaking patterns that told you your worth depended on how much you sacrificed. Healthy relationships don't require you to lose yourself to make someone else comfortable. They allow for both people to be respected and accountable. If creating distance gives you the space to become a better version of yourself, that is not something to be ashamed of. It may be one of the clearest signs that your nervous system is getting the peace that it's needed all along. Have a good day.